From the English countryside, Ironman takes us to the city of Berlin, backdrop to the first Ironman 70.3 ever held in a European capital. Raelert, two-time Ironman 70.3 world champion, has just moved to Berlin. He will be the man to watch. I'm especially nervous for my first race of the year. I'll be panicking, quite nervous tomorrow, to be honest. That's how I feel right now. Following a long winter break, I don't really know where I am right now. Raelert is joined by another world champion, Formula One pilot Jenson Button. For 5 years, he has been a triathlon regular.
And it's not just about training the, physically, it's the mental training that this gives you. And the amount of pain I go through in these races is phenomenal. And, it's nice to know that I'll never feel that in a Formula One car. I can do every lap at 100%.
Button and his fellow competitors will face a unique bike course layout. They will be cycling laps on the runways of the former Tempelhof Airport.
Ich glaube, es ist wichtig, wir sind zum ersten Mal in
einer
Hauptstadt in Europa präsent mit einem Ironman. Ich glaube, es ist schon ein weiter Schritt gewesen. Es ist schwierig, natürlich in so einer Millionenstadt eine entsprechende Strecke zu finden, die wir entsprechend absperren können. Wir haben hier mit dem ehemaligen Flughafen Tempelhof, der jetzigen Tempelhofer Freiheit, eine Lösung gefunden.
Race day in Berlin. 1,100 athletes are preparing themselves to jump into the River Spree, which is a mild 18 degrees on this summer morning. At 8 o'clock, the race is on for the pros, followed by the age groupers before long. Raelert is in the lead group early on, as Olympic distance triathlete Christian Brucknau from Germany pushes the pace right from the start. The first man out of the water in 23 minutes 56 seconds, Brucknau is followed by Raelert, Anthony Costes and Christian Ritter, all within a couple of seconds. Raelert flies through the first transition. He seems very determined to get away from his competitors sooner rather than later. In the women's field, Barbara Riveros of Chile is the first out of transition, following a strong swim of 26:48. As he navigates through the challenging turns on the airstrip, Raelert has built a 4-minute lead after only 30 of the 90 kilometers. France's Anthony Costes leads the chase group, followed by Christian Ritter and Per Bittner. For Formula One ace Jenson Button, this is not exactly a weekend off from racing. Smashing an average speed of 38.24 kilometers an hour on the bike, Jenson is en route to set a new personal best. Raelert has maintained a steady pace throughout his last 60k on the bike. Flying into transition, he is now ready to race 3 laps on the Tempelhof airstrip on foot. Raelert's chasers arrive at T2 about 4 minutes behind the local hero. They are Per Bittner and Michi Göhner, who have steadily climbed up the leaderboard in the second half of the bike. 1 minute ahead of their closest rivals, they now head off for an exciting foot race. 3 kilometers into the run, Raelert has increased his lead over his competitors by another minute, looking confident in his quest for the title. Behind him, Michi Göhner and Per Bittner are leapfrogging each other for second. The two chasers keep up a fast pace, moving at a speed nearly equaling Raelert's. The German star of the day's race, Michi Göhner, has settled into a steady rhythm, clocking constant pace of 3 minutes and 38 seconds per kilometer. As hundreds of age groupers take on fuel for their muscles, Jenson Button is still on track to break his personal best. He laps the airstrip at an average speed of 4 minutes 15 seconds per kilometer. Over the final kilometers, Michi Göhner finally manages to pull away from Per Bittner after they ran side by side for much of the run. Up front, Michi Göhner savors the last meters of his first Ironman 70.3 in 2013. Crosses the finish line at 3 hours 46 minutes 56 seconds. Raelert seals his victory in very impressive style. With the fastest half marathon, Michi Göhner comes second, 45 seconds ahead of Per Bittner.
Nichtsdestotrotz bin ich glücklich, auch
This
sehr
was a
zufrieden.
first important check to
Und
see
klar,
where
jetzt
I
kommt
am at
Frankfurt,
currently.
da geht's nochmal
The
diese
next race
Form
on the agenda is
zu
Frankfurt, where I'm
bestätigen, die ich
aiming
jetzt
to
in Berlin
confirm the
gezeigt
form
habe.
I have shown
Und
here in
darüber
Berlin.
hinaus freue ich mich
And
natürlich
then
dann auch,
I'm
wenn
looking forward to
Frankfurt
showing my
gut läuft,
face
mich
in
in
Kona.
Kona blicken zu lassen.
Barbara Riveros of Chile is the happy winner of today's ladies' race. Completing the podium are Germany's Katja Konchak in second and Rachel McBride of Canada taking third. Jenson Button finishes just over half an hour behind Raelert, an outstanding race in which Button establishes a new personal best and comes 35th overall.
Awesome event. I like the idea with the laps on the bike. I'm sure some people were disappointed, but I think it makes for more of a personal event. So, cheers, man. Thanks.
Hopes are high that the success of the inaugural Ironman 70.3 Berlin will be repeated in the future, attracting plenty of stars from inside and outside the sport.